Information Station 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this beautiful Friday morning. It's time for the Mr. Ocala Real Estate Today program with William F. Stiles. William is Mr. Ocala. And by the way, if you want to call in at any point in time, the number is 622-9622. That's area code 352-622-9622. Good morning, William.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here today. So basically, if you are looking to sell your house and you're looking to sell your house fast, I am the guy to talk to. You can reach me at any time at 352-282-3080, or the website is MrOcalaBuysHouses.com. I welcome anybody to call me right now. The phone line here is 622-9622. That's 622-9622. So the phone lines are always open to call in with your real estate related questions. Having said that, today's show, I want to talk about gratitude. I have a little rant, actually, on gratitude. What I find is that as people, we always look and see what's not right about our lives. We always see what's missing instead of seeing what's there. And this is so important to me. Now, so what is gratitude? Gratitude is seeing the good that's already in our lives. I have a story. I was sick one time. And I was so sick, and I had so much going on in my life, but I couldn't even get out of bed. I couldn't get out of bed because I was so sick, and I said, God, please, if you could just, heal me out right now, I'll do anything. And then obviously I got better, and then now I wake up and I'm feeling great, and I just take it totally for granted. So why do we do that? Why do we do that? Another story is I hurt my legs. I couldn't walk. I couldn't go to the bathroom, and I felt so bad laying in bed. And I'm like, Lord, if you could just heal my legs, I would just love to be able to walk to the bathroom. And so obviously I got better. And now I wake up in the mornings and I just take my legs for granted. So why do we do that? I think that's a human condition. We're programmed to see what we don't have versus appreciating what we do have. And I think it's very important for us to take stock of what's good in our lives, what we do have, and appreciate that. So I want to encourage everybody who's listening to wake up right now and give thanks. Give thanks for what you do have in your life. Give thanks for your health. Give thanks for your physical body. Just the ability to breathe. The flip side of that is just feeling like you're tolerating something in your life. So I think as human beings, we are meant to grow and to have more and to make more money and to have better health, right? But along the way, we definitely need to appreciate what's going on. So I definitely want to encourage everybody who's listening right now to come up with something that you're really grateful for and thankful for, and feel free to call in and actually tell me what you're grateful for. The phone number again is 622-9622. That's 622-9622. I will say this, at any given point in time, you are always better off than what you could be. You could always have less money than you have right now, but yet you could always have more money than what you have right now. So you're in this place of wanting more, but yet you're better off than so many people. I find it funny that, in relationships, a lot of times we don't appreciate our spouses, right? We see the faults in them, and then we get rid of them. We pitch them out of our lives, like, you're no good. Get out of here, right? And then that same woman that we kicked out of our lives, that same man we kicked out of our lives, then goes to the next person, and they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. So I just want to wrap up on gratitude, saying that please appreciate what you have in your life. I don't know what knees go for right now, but I think someone said they paid $100,000 for a new knee. So, so that's definitely something to be grateful for, is your health. So as far as real estate, let's talk about selling houses fast. Number one thing you need to do is marketing. If you don't have marketing, I don't care if you're trying to sell a house for $10. If no one knows about it, you're not going to sell it. So you definitely want to make sure that you are marketing your house, either through a realtor or for yourself. So what are some of the ways that you can market your house? My philosophy is I put out a lot of signs. And so I put one in front of the house on all the street corners pointing them in, and you're basically fishing for a lot of buyers. Once you have plenty of marketing, you have a lot of people coming in, then you want to make sure your pricing is set correctly, and also your presentation is set. And we talked about that last week. We talked a lot about pricing, and we talked a lot about presentation as far as, it's got to look right. So if you have any real estate related questions, you can reach me at 622-9622, and I'm here to field your calls right now.
So when you say marketing, the people who decide that they want to do it themselves, the for sale by owner people, I'm guessing that they think they can do it, but they don't even have the beginning of enough resources to really. I mean, you say you put out all these signs. How does the average person do that?
Okay. That would be like me changing the oil in my car. You have to know, it's almost like you have to run in your lane. So I take my car to a mechanic. If you're looking to sell your house, I do say, hey, there are definitely sophisticated sellers, and they kind of know their way around. And so I suggest them go ahead and do it themselves. But if someone just knows nothing about real estate, I say, hey, just hire a professional. Let them do it for you, because there's so many nuances, little details that need to be taken care of, negotiating strategies and tactics to get the highest price. And then also, even when you get a buyer, you could potentially lose a lot of time selecting the wrong buyer that cannot get the financing to close the deal. So for someone that's doing it for themselves, certainly give it a shot, but just remember, you've got to put out the signs, get the calls, do some internet ads on Craigslist, Ocala for sale, things like that. But one of the biggest things about hiring an agent is you get access to the MLS, and the nice thing about the MLS is that you're literally exposing your house to thousands and thousands and thousands of people who would not be able to see it if you were doing it yourself.
Is it different to sell a home, like if it's a 2-bedroom, 3-bath home on a quarter acre, as opposed to a townhouse that you own and want to sell it?
Well, it's going to be different in the sense that sometimes if you're in a townhouse, you may be in a community that doesn't allow the signs. And I do feel like signs is a huge part of accessing or exposing your house to buyers. So certainly if you're not in one of those communities, you can expose your house to more buyers that are driving through looking to buy a house. But if you're in a community that doesn't allow you to post signs, you definitely need to get on the internet somehow. Like I said, the Ocala for sale, there's Craigslist and internet sites like that, and then also hire an agent so that one of the biggest things you get when you're hiring an agent is the exposure. As soon as agents put the properties for sale on the MLS and other sites and just exposes your house to literally thousands and thousands of people who would not normally know about your house. So to me, the cost of an agent is irrelevant, versus if you can sell your house versus not selling your house.
We have a quick story to tell you.
Sure.
It's probably the cheapest home you're ever going to hear about.
Okay.
We have a friend. He lived in a mobile home, and it was damaged by one of the storms recently in the beginning of June. Long story short, we were able to raise money, and a couple of Good Samaritans came forward, and he bought an $8,000 mobile home, which so you can kind of picture probably his circumstances. Okay. So now his other home, he doesn't want it anymore. Somebody offered him $500 for it, and they said, well, that's fine. It's a fix me up. It's got damage. You can do whatever you want with it. And then they try to play on their emotions and say, you know what? It's going to cost $500 just to put the electricity back on, as if to play on our emotions. Our friend has Down syndrome, so he needs help. So that's why I'm including us in on this. In other words, what I thought the person in the street was saying, can we just have the house for free and just have it free and clear? And I thought to myself, that's why you need a professional. That's why you need somebody like yourself, because you don't have any emotion wrapped up in that house.
No, I don't. No, really. When it comes to being a professional, you just look at the numbers. But at the same time, I feel like I have the most heart and soul, honestly. So when I go and meet somebody, I really get connected with the person, and not that I fall in love with them, but I fall in love with the idea of helping and serving this person the best way that I possibly can. So you will find that even in the professionals, when you hire an agent, there are going to be some that's going to have your best interest at heart more than others. Unfortunately, there are professionals out there that I guess you can't regulate the heart. Okay, we can put a lot of rules and regulations in that can protect people, but it's kind of hard to regulate the heart. So I think certainly if you hire me to work for you, to either buy your house personally or also sell it as an agent, you'll get somebody that not only knows the business, knows exactly how to get you the most money as possible, but also has the tremendous heart and soul behind it that's going to care about you and make it happen for you.
So let's say somebody had a house that they moved out of and they weren't really sure they wanted to sell it. Could they rent it out and find somebody who could manage it for them as far as that goes? Because again, if you don't have the heart to kick somebody out if they don't pay the rent, you're going to have somebody just leeching off of you the whole time.
Yeah, I do lease option deals all the time. Basically, if someone has moved out and they have a house vacant, especially if they have a mortgage on that vacant house, it could really drain them dry really fast. So, for example, if you've got an $800 mortgage payment on a house that's vacant and it sits vacant for 10 months, that's $8,000 that you've spent out. And then you talk about renting it out. If you have no experience renting out, you hear all the horror stories, right? Everybody knows all the horror stories of, hey, if I rent it out, they're going to tear up my place, they're not going to pay my rent. Well, usually that happens to the inexperienced landlords. People like myself and other professionals who do this for a living, they don't have nearly the same problems when it comes to the management. And so what I like to do is if I'm in that situation with somebody, I'll come in and say, listen, I will rent your home, okay, like on a rent option, and then I will turn around and create a rent option to a buyer so that because I'm in the middle, I guarantee those payments every month. I guarantee the maintenance and the repairs. So I definitely have a program, a lease option program, to where I guarantee my sellers their money every single month. When I have a tenant in the house, if they do not pay, my seller will never know the difference, but because I continue to pay because their deal is with me. And truthfully, I think it's the best option for someone who has a vacant house that they want to sell and get as much money as possible.
Somebody who wants to buy a condominium unit, not the whole building, but just one unit in there. Tell me about that. What is that? Are there any hidden expenses that we don't know about? Because you own it, so I'm guessing you've got to fix your own plumbing and anything that goes wrong with it. But are there other expenses like homeowners association type of expenses?
Okay, yes. There are definitely going to be some homeowner association fees when you're buying a condo, but you got to think about the type of person who's going to buy a condo. This is the type of person who doesn't want to maintain a yard, wants to have access to the amenities. So when it comes to the homeowner association fees, that's going to take care of a lot of the upkeep for you. It's always a good thing. But yes, definitely going to have the extra expense of HOA fee.
And is the advantage to that you own it, and therefore when you move out, you get your investment back? Because obviously if you're renting it, you're never going to get it back if you rented that same size space.
It all depends on what the person's goal is. If I'm here in Ocala and I know I'm not married to this place and I just want to have the flexibility, then renting is always the best option, But if I'm in Ocala for the long run, and certainly buying is a great option because you can potentially resell it in the future and get a lot of your money back.
Let me just reintroduce you. You're listening to William F. Stiles. This program is called Mr. Ocala Real Estate Today, and the phone lines are open. If you have a question about real estate in any way, the number is 352-622-9622. If somebody wanted to sit across from you at your office, could they do that?
Yes.
And where would they go?
Okay, my office is over here by the Paddock Mall, actually, at Ocala Realty World.
Okay.
And so you just Google the address for Ocala Realty World. It's right here by the movie theater, and you can sit right across from me. Oh, and I do want to put a plug in there. I've been an agent here in Ocala for many, many years, and I consciously chose to go with Ocala Realty World because I feel like they have the most heart and soul here. They really love people, and I couldn't encourage that company more.
And you do have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with William F. Stiles.
Yes, hi, how you doing?
Good.
My question was for the real estate gentleman is if you want to sell your house and you bought a brand new home and you have an FHA into it, can you ever get rid of it?
If you have an FHA into it?
Yeah, into your mortgage.
Yeah, an FHA is a type of loan. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Yeah, so if you bought a house with an FHA loan, then sure, you can sell it.
No. But can you, like, let's say if the gentleman that's living in the home and in the loan, can you ever get rid of an FHA?
Can you refinance it?
Yeah, FHA is
pretty
just
much.
FHA is just a type of loan. So if you're looking to buy a house, there are different loan programs. There's the USDA, there's the FHA, and the VA loans. I mean, once you've bought it and you're living there, if at any time in the future you decide you want to sell your house, there's no rules that say you can't sell the home that you've bought. Now, are you talking about yourself? Do you currently have you just bought a house with an FHA loan?
Yeah, I just purchased bought a house, but I wasn't really, it was my first time, and I felt like I was tricked into it.
Do you
So
feel
I
like
was
you were
really
tricked into
thinking
buying
self-excited
it?
for being a first time, and they told me I wasn't a first time buyer.
Okay.
So I went with an FHA, but I really didn't understand. So that at the end you get all your papers and you find out that there's an additional charge in your mortgage, that there's an FHA insurance that's attached to your loan. Can you ever get rid of that?
Yeah, from what I understand, there's these private mortgage insurance. So a lot of times, once you've paid it down to where you're at the 80% loan to value, you can get rid of those. But now specifically on your loan, I'd have to look at your paperwork just to confirm that. But typically, once you've paid it down to 80% loan to value, you should be able to get rid of that mortgage insurance.
Okay, and you said your office is out on 200?
No, it's actually on 27th Avenue, right here next to the movie theater in the Paddock Mall, Ocala Realty World.
Yes.
I would like you to give me a
Ocala
call.
Realty
You
World.
can call my office,
I'll
actually.
definitely come to you. I'll definitely stop. What are your hours there at your office?
Listen, I work 24/7, so I'm here to serve you, okay? So you call me anytime, seriously, anytime. My phone number is 352-282.
1 second, let me get a pencil.
Okay?
Say it for the listeners, then you can say it again for him.
Sure. It's 352-282-3080.
Are you ready to write it down?
Thank you so much.
Oh, you got it. Okay, good.
Yeah,
I got it.
so here's the
Thank you so
thing,
much. I
man.
appreciate it. I
You
listen to you guys every day. I'm a barbershop owner here in Ocala.
Okay.
And we listen to you every day.
Okay.
So we love the radio station. We listen to everything that goes on, and it's a blessing to
Well, thank you for.
have people like that in the world.
That-
So God
absolutely.
bless to the world and everyone.
There you go. That's a sweet thing to say. Thank you for doing it. Thank you for being a
Yes,
listener.
Thank you.
Yeah, and good luck with the
You
house.
guys have a good day. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'll
good.
definitely give you a call. Thank you. Have a good
Yes, thank you very much.
There you go.
And I just want to add, here's the thing. I don't work 24/7. I do sleep. Okay, it happens. I do have a family, but at the same time, when someone comes to me and they say, "William, I need help. I have this challenge."
Right.
I literally, will schedule an appointment with somebody any time of the day, any day of the week, to help that person make it happen. So this gentleman that just called. You definitely call me, and you can come to me in my office, or I will go to you. It really doesn't matter to me. Let's just get it done. I can help you. We've really got to sit down and figure out your situation and what your goals are, and I can help you make it happen.
Yeah. Hey, I wasn't sure if he was saying that he was blindsided by the fact that he had to have homeowners insurance, which a lot of people are blindsided by that a little bit, but that comes with the territory. You get a mortgage, you have to get insurance. And in fact, you want this. Otherwise, what are you going to do if your house burns down?
I don't think he was referring to homeowners insurance. I think he was referring to the mortgage insurance.
Okay.
That loan's put on.
So that's different. That's something
That's
different. Huh?
different,
Okay. Good morning. You're on the air with William F. Stiles.
Yes, thank you. Since the big dump in property values about, 7-8 years now, they have not come back to where they were before the big, I'll call it the crash. If a person is kind of thinking of wanting to sell their property but not in a hurry, how much longer do you think it would take before we recover fully from what was about 8 years ago?
Honestly, I don't know. really it goes by a case-by-case basis. I'd almost have to look at your address and kind of see what the value was at that time, and then see what your value is now, and then project that forward. But there's really no way to know for certain. Now, having said that, I would ask you, why is that important to you? Do you have a mortgage on the property that is up there from years ago?
No mortgage, nothing like that. It's just basically one of the downsides. We have a very large home. The kids are all gone and all that kind of stuff. And I'm getting tired of cutting the lawn, and but it isn't like I have to leave right away. But I'd like to get what I paid for my home originally back about 10 years ago. I'd like to at least recover pretty much to that amount, and it's getting close. But I think we're still a few years away.
Yeah, but why is that important to you? Why not just look at it and say, hey, let's figure out what the house is worth today, right now, today, get an accurate portrait of what it's worth. And if you're ready to sell it for the current value, because just even like when you buy a car, you pay $10,000 for it, but 3 years later, what really matters to buyers, whoever you're going to be selling the home to, is not so much what you paid for it, but what it's worth today. And so I would dig into more as far as why you're selling and what your goals are. And whenever you are wanting to sell, just sell it for what it's worth, at the moment. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, okay, it sure does. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Well, I encourage you to call me, and I'll certainly go out and do an appraisal, not really an appraisal, but give my opinion of value on your house. Do a market analysis and let you know what it's worth right now, and then also give you my opinion on how much longer it would take. And so I also want to offer myself to be of service to you either now or in the future to help you do that.
Has the market slowed down with us being in a hot time of the year and all the snowbirds are gone and everybody's on vacation? Is it a bad time to really get involved with that now, or wait until let's say fall?
Yeah, I don't buy into that, actually. No, I think now is a great time to sell, truthfully. And so if you're interested in selling, I would say give me a call. You know what? I think a lot of times people say those things. There are certain communities that the retirement people that move from north to south, yes, in those certain communities where they're buying, I totally understand the concept as far as it being slower right now. But beyond that, I think it's just excuses. I honestly think it's real estate agents and other people who are just saying, hey, it's not selling because, it's the summertime. I just don't buy into it. I think it's just excuses for why it hasn't sold.
Okay, well, thank you for all the information.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you for the call. William, we're just about out of time. We got a good 2.5 minutes left. But just to go back to what you opened with, which was gratitude, I think we can hear in your voice the gratitude that I would feel first off is having somebody knowing what they're doing and who actually has my best interest at heart. Mm-hmm. So I can really see why gratitude is an important part of what you do. Yeah,
it's... I just want to help people. I mean, honestly. So it's like, I always thought about, why am I here? So I'll pray sometimes and say, God, what am I here to do? So I honestly feel like I'm a servant. And so I'm here to help people in what I know, and that is real estate. So I'm here to help you. You can call me anytime, 352-282-3080. Or you can visit my website, MrOcalaBuysHouses.com. I do buy homes and I do sell homes. So if you want to sell your home fast, contact me today.
And any other issues, I'm sure people can call you about, but don't call in the middle of the night unless it's that 24-hour. That would scare me putting that word out there. William, as always, it's always great to have you in the studios. Thank you for doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
We will take a little break. If you need any of that information, by the way, repeated, we'll be glad to give you the phone number and the website, etc., over the phone. Just call us. We'll be glad to do that. And these interviews, of course, are recorded, so you can share them and somebody else can benefit from them. We'll take a little break and be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. We'll see clouds and some sunshine on this Friday with a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm or two, mainly this afternoon and this evening. The high today, 87 to 91. Mostly cloudy later Friday night, low 72 to 76. For Saturday, partly sunny with a shower or thunderstorm in the morning, a couple of stronger thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, high 88 to 90.